Ms. Natasha, thriftaholic_mama. I do videos on reselling on Poshmark and also MS. And I'm doing both of them, a combination of both of them, for one of two reasons. One, Poshmark is the way that I help support my family. I have a family it's a family of four, my husband and two boys, Cody and Taylor. Cody's in college. He is going to be 19. Taylor is 17 years old. So again, Poshmark is how I support my family, but also I wanted this to also be a part of my platform to let others know that even with a chronic illness, you can have a way of supporting your family or just an outlet to do something when you're no longer allowed to or no longer capable of working outside your home. And yeah, so that's why Poshmark and reselling is part of my YouTube channel. And MS is a bigger part of my channel because I want it to be an outlet of my own frustration with this horrible disease. And I want to be able to allow others to get their frustrations out about the disease as well, and maybe help others by their comments that they leave on my channel in the comment section. So I'm perfectly fine with you speaking freely with one another while you're watching my channel. And again, everything that I put on here is just strictly my opinion and mostly just things that I've gone through myself. And also, I'm putting it on here because a lot of it is I wish I would have known many years ago. So I'm hoping that a lot of it is going to help you now, especially those that have just been diagnosed or in the last couple of years. The stuff that I went through many years ago, I was diagnosed in 2007. So hopefully the information that I'm putting out on YouTube will greatly help you. And so, yeah, that's a lot of the reason why I am doing these videos, to help you and support you in many ways. So again, the information I put on here is strictly my opinion. I'm no doctor in any way, so I'm not going to give you any medical advice. I'm just going to give you just advice in general. And one thing that I'm going to talk about most the rest of this video is something I wish that doctors would tell you before you leave the office after you have been diagnosed with MS, is that you are going to grieve. And I know that may sound weird to you because you think that grieving would be over somebody dying or a dog or a pet dying, but you may be doing it right now and you don't even know that you're doing it. And if you aren't grieving, you need to grieve all 5 steps. I know, but you need to sit back and think about it. And you probably if you've had it for a while, you may have been going through the steps already, have gone through the steps already, or maybe stuck in one of the steps. And it took me a really long time to get through them. And I just recently got to acceptance. So just think about that a little bit. And I think that a lot of people with MS or chronic illnesses get stuck in the first 2. And if you don't know what they are, I wrote them down because I don't have a great memory, but there's 5. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And acceptance, it took me a really long time to get to acceptance. So the first 2 are denial and anger. Yeah. you probably waver between denial and anger for a really long time. Denial, I'm sure a lot of you that have MS or were not even diagnosed for many years. Denial can be in many forms. I mean, if it's taken doctors many years to diagnose you, I mean, and if they don't believe you, I mean, why wouldn't you deny that you have it? I mean, even though you're feeling all these things inside of you, you're constantly denying it. I mean, and then even after you actually have the diagnosis, others have been telling you that you don't have it. Your family members are telling you, things. I mean, you kind of been brainwashing yourself that you don't have the symptoms or what you're feeling isn't real. So even after you have the diagnosis, it's really difficult for you to believe it. I mean, I think I was stuck in the actual denial part of it for probably the first 2 years because I don't know. That's a really difficult one. I mean, for anybody. I mean, saying it out loud is difficult. Is admitting that you're sick, right? I mean, even after you start giving yourself the injections or the going and getting IV medicine or the Solu-Medrol because you have a relapse. I mean, even all of those things are in front of you, and you see the IV go in your arm or the medicine go into your vein, and you can still be denying it. I also think you deny it because if you accept it or say that it's real, if you accept it, then that means that you're going to need help. You're going to have to ask people for help. You're going to have to let others in, right? And I'm one of those people that would prefer to just do everything on my own. And even if I need help with something, especially on my bad days, I would rather struggle than to let others help me. I'm sure there's a lot of you that are probably like that, right? I don't know. And then when you get through denial, then there's anger. And I think that you probably stay in anger even longer than denial. And because MS is so all over the place, it makes you go crazy. Because you could be fine when you go to sleep and then you wake up and your arms are completely numb, or one of your legs isn't working. And how do you explain that again to your employer or to your spouse? Or it just drives you completely crazy. I mean, it's just a whirlwind. I mean, MS can literally drive you crazy. It can. I mean, it's just a mix of emotions in itself. I mean, it can literally break you down. Break you completely down. I mean, you don't need to go to boot camp and have somebody screaming at you to break you down. I mean, just have MS. I mean, every emotion, mentally, physically, everything, MS can break you down. I mean, I think that's why you probably would stay at anger for so long. And then you don't want to have to depend on other people to do everything. And then you have family members that want you to explain how you're feeling. But then your feelings one day are completely different than the next. How do you explain that to somebody? It's crazy, right? And then when you need help, how do you explain to somebody the type of help that you need? Because today, the type of help that you need is completely different than the help that you need tomorrow. And you really don't want help. Because you don't want to have it a mess. And then I think that you probably just start all over between the two, denying it that you have it, and you want to just fake that you don't have it. And then you just start the whole process between the two all over again. Oh, it's just. How many of you, like, do you feel the same way? It's just crazy. And then how, if you have children, little children, how do you explain to your children how you can't do, like, running around and chasing after them one day and then the next day that you're fine? Like, how? Ugh, it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know, guys. The denial and anger, you're going to stay there for a while, but I just want to explain to you. I read all of the, like I've said in several videos, I go onto the Facebook and I read all of the MS, the chapter, go into all of the chat things, and I read all of them, and they're so depressing, and it makes me so sad, especially the ones that say they don't have anybody to talk to, or family members just treat them badly. And that's something else that I had a real problem with for many years. And I don't know if it's that family members really treat you different. I had said that in one of my videos. And now I'm really thinking things through. After you're diagnosed, I think you just have a different perspective on things. And you're mad. You're really angry. And you don't know what you want. You don't know how to explain what you want because you don't know. You don't know how to explain to somebody what help you need, right? And so I think it's a lot of your anger and your frustration, and you'd rather just push people away because if you don't know what you want, you don't want to have people around to try to answer their questions because you don't know how to explain it. And it's easier to blame it on somebody else than it is to take your responsibility for that. And I'm guilty of doing that. And I'm sure there's plenty of people around you that would be willing to help in any way possible, at least one person. But again, you don't know how to ask for it. You don't know what you need exactly. But I know that it's better to talk about some of the feelings that you're having. It may help you get through at least the first two steps. And if you're married and you're living in the same house with your husband or your wife, they are not your punching bag, even though you really would like to take it out on somebody. Literally go punch a punching bag, but be careful because you're going to hurt the next day. Some part of your body or your entire body is going to hurt. But even though it's going to be difficult to try to explain it to them how you feel, just try. And you may break down and cry about it, and you may need to do that, or go to your bedroom and put your face in a pillow and scream. I've done that. I've done that a couple times, and nobody knows except for now they do. Again, because MS can literally break you down to nothing, and you have to keep getting up and fighting. That's why we have the warrior name, right? I know some people have an issue with that name, but we hold it. We hold it well. We deserve it because we have to get up and fight every single day. And sometimes we don't even know what battle we're fighting until we get up in the morning. I don't know. But I wanted to make sure you guys knew that it is okay to grieve. We need to grieve. And it's mainly we're grieving that the fact that we no longer have the exact life that we planned for us to have. But our life isn't over. It's, again, a different path than we originally thought. It's going to be a rough path. It's going to be a rough life. But don't take the people down that are around you. Let them in and let them try to help you as much as they can. It's going to be difficult to explain the things you're going through because we don't know. But try to start the denial and anger part of the grieving process. We'll get through the bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Acceptance is going to take you a very long time to get to. I've had this since 2007. Everybody will get through the grieving process in a different way. And I mean, you may be through it already, guys. I don't know, but I'm just saying everybody will get through it in their own way, in their own time. It took me a very long time to get through it, but you need to start doing it. And just denying that you have it isn't going to help you because it's not going anywhere. But I just didn't know if you were aware that there is a grieving process that you need to go through. And if anybody tells you different, they don't know what they're talking about. You do need to grieve. If you have anything to add to this, leave it down below. Again, I'm not a licensed therapist or doctor. I just have done research on this. I wish that the neurologist or doctors would tell you about this part and what's to come after you've been diagnosed and after you've started medicine, because this would have been nice to know and just to help you get ready for this part of it. They kind of just take 20 minutes of your time or less and send you out the door, and you're just left to fend for yourself like a fish out of water. And I hope that this channel, we can get through this together. And I'm just trying to get you some knowledge that I was not given, and to try to help you get through this path and journey a little bit easier, because it is lonely, and it could be lonely, and it could be depressing, and it doesn't need to be that way. And so if we could help each other navigate a little bit better, then that's why I have this channel. So remember, you're worth it, and he put you here for a reason, and this is just a new journey and a new path. And I hope you guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and I will have a new video out soon, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.